Alrighty, get everything looks good. We should call this sick. Well, there's only, well, let's call him Sick Merchant. I think there aren't that many merchants really, but that'll make it crystal clear what we're talking about. Grasslands. Hey, Tart. City House 2 we're looking at. Just about to think. Ooh. I figure it's good to seek feedback early because it'll be a pain to have to do too many changes to the sounds afterwards. It'd be good to find like a good kind of baseline. So where is he going to be? So he looks like that, so you can place him in here. The person playing that Bloodlines demo is so bad. Is that so it becomes not intimidating or something? I don't know. That's funny though. Legit have to stop and rotate the character. That's weird. I'm suspicious of it in the sense that it makes me think it's on purpose. Definitely don't need any walk animation to a merchant. Imagine being the person who shows the first gameplay demo and you legit do this. That is a Chungle link. Yeah, we'll just copy that. That can't be on purpose, because this makes the game look bad. I know it isn't, but it makes it look like it. I'm trying to paste the link in here. Yeah, I sort of don't think that is on purpose. Some sabotage or the player just said, yeah, hello Drake. Well, we're thinking that, but if it's like marketing material, right? Like, I can't imagine it would be. Like, I wanted to give them the benefit of the doubt, because I read somewhere that like for university marketing materials they intentionally put in like plain looking people because it's less intimidating. I would think they would put in like hot people to like make people think, oh yeah, attractive people go there, but apparently that's intimidating. So people got really offended when this happened with Cuphead. What happened? Like, did they have someone bad playing it? Imagine Doom 2016 promo vid being the gameplay by Parliament. I don't know either of those things, Cooler. I'll take your word for it. Oh man, there was a part in the tutorial where they had to double jump and it literally said so explicitly, but they managed to get stuck on it for 20 minutes. Cuphead thing was that the game journal was useless. That sounds really bad. Dig these sound effects, by the way. Wonder if I can show it off on stream. I'll have to change the noise levels. Let me just check. So that looks really quiet. So that's full kablamo. The only other spell I've added is the Lightning Strike. That might be a bit loud. Anyway, that's all I've added. And then whoosh. Come on, there you go, that's perfect. Right. Take these sound effects. Yeah, so you'll definitely add a sound for when the spell hits the target though. Yeah, for sure. So the lightning is like... Add the music, yeah, but... Okay, I'll do it. You'll have to send it to me though. I don't want to rip them off SoundCloud because I don't know if they come in the correct quality or something. So yeah, you said you'll definitely need to add a sound for when the spells hit the target. I'm with you there. So currently I would say that the lightning one is complete. So I've got, for each spell, I've added 3 tags. So I've got on cast, on effect, and on impact. So on cast is immediately as you right click, that sound plays. On effect is as soon as the spell actually happens. So for a fireball, that would be when it leaves your hands, because there's a bit of a zzz. And then impact is kind of self-explanatory. So the lightning one, impact and effect are kind of the same thing. So that one's done. Fireball will have 3. Currently just has the 1, has the on cast. It needs to have an on effect and impact. And then enemies, yes, are going to react as well. So I'm going to have like, yeah, Grunt's probably a good idea. And then like gore or like metal clangs and stuff for robot enemies and stuff. I'm thinking. What's default like with sound file type comparability? Well, I would love to answer that. I don't know what the type comparability is. It's got some odd requirements, which I'm not too well versed with working with sound in games, but it basically requires them to either be WAV files or OGGs, and the rate, like the bit rate or whatever, has to be really low, 44,100. I don't know why that is. I don't know how much of an impact that makes, but that's the requirements. Only sending those marked finished on the spreadsheet, by the way. That's fine. I'll create a folder where I have finished ones, and then we can add to that. It's no worries. And God can be arsed converting from WAV to MP3. I think I might have to do it to OGG anyway. I can't remember what. Do you know what the difference is? I guess OGG is smaller. Should I just keep them as WAVs? Compatibility. The third screen's a bit too far or for small black text on white. I see. Yeah. Yeah, I think that answers it then. OGG is even higher quality, I'm pretty sure. Oh, okay. So then you wouldn't gain anything converting from WAV to OGG, presumably? WAV is raw audio, it's uncompressed. So OGG would be less? But like, if we have to convert it to OGG, I've got like an Audacity chain, so it's easy. Heads up, you also need a license for MP3. Nah, well, I'm not using MP3, so we're good. I think WAV is your best bet. Tesnus shirt. Who is Tesnus? Tesnus is your new overlord. Tesnus develop. That doesn't really make sense either way. It's not like music eats up that much memory anyway, to be honest. Well, I don't know how it works. WAV is faster performance-wise, but takes much more space. Well, that's okay. That's a double whammy because A, we want performance, and B, apparently people like their games to take up a lot of space because it looks like good quality. I'm using a lot of quotation marks today. I am sorry about that. WAV song file should be up to 40 megabytes tops. We've got like 40 tracks, don't we though? So that's gonna be pretty hefty. We might have to compress it. Like there's a limit to how crazy you can go with it. Assuming there's only like 2 loaded in at once. If you play it smart and don't dump everything into RAM, then you should be fine. Well, I don't know how that works. I would check the profile. Actually, could I could check the profiler now. The tracks sit in on a game object, so but I don't know if having them as components means they're loaded in to the RAM, or if they're only loaded when you call them. I don't actually know. I think the profiler might be zoomed in. If I do this, I may have to edit the render script as well to actually see what's going on here. So sound. I can't remember what this does. Yeah, I need to zoom out. Well, that didn't do anything. Sound.decode looks like he's loading it. I never call sound decode. Where does the profiler get its stuff? So here we got some stuff going on. It's generating a bunch of textures. I don't really know what that means. It is nice to see that the factory, I was worried about the factories. The factories are tiny, that's good. So I missed what you said about the sound stuff. So the sound sits in, they're basically just components that are sitting on a game object, but I don't know well enough what goes on underneath the hood to understand. So Indoor Dome is an ambient texture, or an ambient sound file, 3.7 meg. What's it in? In a raw file. Indoor Dome is, so it's 3.7 meg, so it's exactly, but I don't know what size on disk means. So, well, not if we load it in as WAV and it's all sitting there. So resources, capture them, fail to load data, excuse me. That's right. Okay, I'm good. So, just in 500 odds, we'll bring up Task Manager. Is it called Fates of War? It is called Fates of War. Go to Process, DM Engine. I'm just assuming that you're not loading all the songs in at once and keeping them in memory. I'm not so sure. I think that is what's happening. So I didn't really think about that. So it's sitting at, the game's sitting at 500 megabytes of RAM, which I don't know how big that is relative to other things, but that would definitely grow if we loaded in the songs in WAV format. So I don't know. How do you, can you load resources dynamically? Do we want to? That is good. Default isn't loading all the levels at once, but I do currently load in all the tracks at the same time. So I didn't even, like, it didn't cross my mind to think about it that way. This is definitely a weakness for me in terms of game devs. I don't really think about all the kind of stuff underneath the hood, you know? So that's that. So if we add a sound, so basically they're sitting like this. You can see it here. We've got all of them here, but I don't really have. So this, some of the things we have in here, it does have, like, for like a factory or a collection, it does have like a dynamic loading kind of thing. So that's the manual for sounds. Creating sound components. Sound components can only be instanced in place in a game object. So I could have individual game objects with a single sound component. So instead of having them all on the music controller, the music controller could spawn game objects underneath it when it needs to. That would be the solution, I guess. I think. Ooh, actually, there's a disable and enable command. I wonder, so that applies to, I think you can apply it to component. You know more about how default works. No, I mean, I'm using the terminology because I know it, but you guys know more about what goes under the hood. So I appreciate, like, if you use generic terminology, and I'll try to translate it into what I know. If that makes sense. Yo, I got my Bandcamp set up, by the way. Nice. Right, let me see. So we know in the profiler that Indoor Dome was big, was the biggest ambient thing. So we could Unity Pleb hardly. So we could check out how to disable that in particular. So we message post hash Indoor Dome disable. So still runs. Can we refresh this without it? Yeah, it doesn't want to go. Doesn't want. Can you set up the script to swap what the sound emitter plays? That's still sitting there, isn't it? And then just have a single sound emitter thing. Well, yeah. So what I would do is, it doesn't look like this component disabling is doing anything. So yeah, what I would do is I would spawn the music components when I need them, instead of the way I'm doing it now, that all of them are held on the same thing. Sounds, I don't know. I think sounds I'll keep loaded in. Like thunder in here. Yes, they're kilobytes in size, but that might add up. Right, so I guess I have to add that to the list. Music and ambient controller. I mean, you'll have to for spell ones at least. What do you mean? Like have I'm planning on having them loaded in always because they're going to be used so much, and I'm thinking that like the overhead of spawning objects using the factory component constantly probably too much, and it might be choppy. I don't know. So I'm proposing to leave sound effects in, but shift music and ambience into components that I spawn and delete as we go. Hey Jeremy, how you doing today? Good to see you. Hope you got to sleep as long as you wanted to and your dog didn't interrupt. By the way, I'm streaming a bit later today because I went and visited some brand new freshly squeezed puppies. Like the last one was born like 5 hours ago or something. 7 puppies. It's crazy. Create a game object component for each music and ambient track. Load the component when you want to play it. Yep, that dog went home to his owner. Oh, that's sad. I mean, the monsters are only in a specific area, don't need to be loaded. I would have to totally overhaul the way I do sounds then, because the sounds, I don't even know, I think it expects you to kind of, because you have to define the sound, link it to the component, and then you call it whenever you need it. Like, so I have all the sounds sit on the central sound area, and then the enemy makes a request. He says, right, I've been hit, can you, and he sends a message to the sound controller and says, play a gore sound or something. Once you think you're fine for sound effects, cool. But after loading in all the ambient tracks, it's sitting at 500 megs. Totally fine, I guess. I want to play it and delete the previously playing one. I might do that off stream, because it's just annoying working with music and stuff on stream because I've got music playing already, so just be a faff. But I'll have a look at that. Sick merchant. Go to City House 2. But yeah, I think that that brings it home for me. But it was good that I looked at the resource usage, because I was kind of worried about basically whenever I make something new like this merchant, I have to place a factory component in here. So you can see like this has grown quite a lot. There's lots of factory components for all kinds of things, the vortex, the background for the treetops and whatever. But this is essentially like shortcuts. So instead of actually holding all these assets in the game, it's just a pointer to where they are, and then I load them when I need them, I think. Just ignore me and keep going the way you're going. I have too little information to make an informed enough opinion. I think in terms of optimization, you're right. If I could ring fence the sounds well enough. Just trying to think of the system for that. Yeah, what you would do is when an object is spawned, like a monster, it would say, these are the sound effects I could conceivably make, therefore load these in. Tell that to the controller, and then the controller loads them in, and then when you play them, it happens instantly. I don't know how long it would take. I assume loading a factory object is pretty instant. But that's how you could do it. I'm thinking that's probably OTT in terms of optimization. Certainly there's more egregious things going on, I would say, that would require my attention first. I think this is something to think about, but in terms of performance, I think there are probably more pressing things to worry about. Yeah, I think the graphics are hurting it more than any sounds could. But yeah, anyway, I do wonder though, so these factory objects, I do have load dynamically. So that makes me think that these are loaded in. Are they just sitting there ready to go? Like Treetop Combat is loaded. So are all these Lua maps sitting there? Huh. Map codes. That's the script for the treetop background. 800 bytes. Treetop texture. That's still only 500 bytes, so that can't be right. Game object. Sprite. Factory. Combat. So it's loaded it loads the component but not the image, which is good. But I would presume then Treetop BG. I presume that this wouldn't be loaded if I ticked the little dynamically button. Then I don't know how long it would take to actually spawn stuff. So in the treetop background, if I say load dynamically, and then you go to treetop runner. So first of all, we could check, does it visually show up as a problem? Excuse me. Right, let's turn off the debug. Did I just changed that in the sick merchant? No wonder it didn't do anything. God damn. Alright, treetop runner. And we need to get rid of the debug. Well, the background's there. I need to get rid of the giant. So I think we're waiting for everything to load there, so I'll need to turn async loading on, just the way I expect it to be. Can't see it. Can't see it's taking time. It's there. So then the only other thing then, so this isn't gonna work, right? Knowing that you can't make that work automatically. So now we should have the treetop BG is there. But if we switch to the Academy, recapture the profiler information. Let's just capture, that was new data. The factory's there, right, okay. That makes sense. So it probably should go then to through all these things. Is being able to see that information out of the box default? Yes, it is. I'm just not good at using it because I don't really understand what I'm looking at. I've made a little mental breakthrough here. I understand a little bit better now. The fact that it's holding all the maps in RAM, I'm not sure if that's a good idea. But I would say that having the factories load dynamically is probably a good idea. So that's interesting. Definitely learned something today. Wonder how he'll spawn. Type misc name sick merchant. I keep thinking sick merchant as if he's like doing cool tricks on his BMX. It's not that kind of sick merchant. He's diseased. Cleaned up randomly, so that would be quite good. Don't think I have. Wow, it does need all those, that's crazy. Or a seller of diseases. Oh yeah, well, if you take the UK interpretation, that would be vomit merchant. An expected HTTP server when transmitting profile data. I guess that's the profiler. That's funny. Wait, redo, a seller vomit, exactly. Ooh. That's how I feel about that. Okay, so should we just be able to load that now and he should be there? I think. We might have to move him to where he should be. No, we're on the wrong map. That makes sense. What is your major malfunction? I think that's just because we're in async load. Yeah, let's, while I remember doing that, treetop runner, get rid of that giant. Yeah, have it just not exported this recently. Been spawned, but I suspect that he just doesn't have his positioning right. Did I don't think I moved. I think he'll pop up if I move. Which I should just do on spawn, I think. No, he didn't wanna. Well, I guess we'll just... And then we'll get rid of this. Easy, it's one. We'll do that, and then we'll amend the template merchant because it is winding me up that they don't arrange depth on spawning, which I think they should. There you go. Yeah, there he is. He's kind of cool that he's lying on the middle. Don't know if that's good or bad, but I'm feeling it. So, what's next? Spawn NPC. Alright, we will add a little dialogue status for him. I can't stop thinking about Vomit Seller now. I preferred Trixie BMXer much more. This soundtrack is a big boy. It is. What are we sitting at? Throwing the Dropbox link your way for later. Cool. It's not this one. Almost an hour and a half of music. Is that just the completed stuff as well? Because then there's like uncompleted stuff and a little bit of unmade stuff as well. That's just the completed stuff. Oofed. Yeah, it was like listening to it in the car up to, on the way to the Highlands. Crazy, so much. And it's so good as well. Vomit Seller's game. It'll take like 10 minutes to upload. Woofed. Alright, so let's do quest. Called the Diseased Merchant. Because screw you. There's a diseased merchant in a mansion. You have no power here, Altabrash Stormcrow. City in the grasslands. That's a lot of in the. He's nearing death and has promised. He's willing to part with all his wealth for a cure. If dialogue target is equal to quest give, gonna cook food real quick. Nice. Self none give quest. So that should open the quest for us. I don't think there's anything missing. Handle dialogue. Unlock quest give. Goodness me. Don't think there's anything missing, famous last word. Yeah, the only thing missing was putting friggin' words in the right order. There you go. Here. If quest item click, there's only one. And not get quest completed status 29. Self my ID. Wait, how does that work? I'm surprised that actually works. Must have a fallback in the function, that's pretty cool. Go me. Remove quest item. Potion cure. Okay, would not have guessed that. Use cure disease potion. Quest disease merchant is completed. We got wealth and former deeds. Load file. Update placeholder triggers. So that's that guy basically done. I guess we could just go through these now. I don't think there's an easy way to do this automated because they're all stored in different places, I think. But it shouldn't take too long. If I shut it before it's loaded, does it save? It does. Do that one. Did close. Okay. Okay, that's good. Definitely want that. Oh. I'm getting too ahead of myself, basically. Welcome back, Tart. Okay, we good? Welcome back. I'll say it a second time because you were stuck behind an ad. Why is the gas sack sitting in there? Does that mean exploding barrels is there too? It does. You do the giant? Yes. Hey, Zik, is that your name? How you doing? Is this the most fun we've ever had? Probably. I should shave off a little bit of components from memory, which is good. So I got my combat and one spell working last night. Good job. I'm proud of you for sticking with it. You didn't seem too keen, but you did it. You ever tried Construct? I have not. Don't know much about it. I've heard of it, but I don't know, well, basically anything about it, really. It's a tough system to visualize. That engine is the best for artists, way less coding. Have you heard of Unreal Engine? Because that's got like blueprinting. I don't know how much coding is in Construct, but I think in Unreal Engine you can get away from it entirely. And then I feel like I have so much to think about. Yeah, like systems are complex. You gotta be a Fletcher to enjoy them. My Lizard prototype game is made in Construct. Oh yeah, I remember that. That's what I love about Construct. At first, I didn't believe the engine had no coding, but when I tried it, I was blown away. Nice. Well, I'm glad it works for you. I think I definitely need some simplified engines, but I'm getting away with a little bit of coding. It's open already. I got a good idea for the newt. So there's basically going to be a little, there's going to be an area in the Dark Swamps where there's going to be this like insane woman standing next to the soggy waters, and like she's never going to say anything, just smiles at you creepily, and then you can ask her to get you a newt, and if you do, she'll just fish one out of the water with her bare hands and hand it to you, and then you have to run with the newt to the potion maker. And she'll use it to create like a base for potions. But if I wanted it to spoil if you don't go quick enough, and I'm like, but how does that work with like the time stop mechanic and stuff? So I'm gonna make it like magical, so like in the text description I'm gonna make it so that you kind of freak out, because even though you're standing still and time is frozen, the newt is still like wriggling around and stuff. I think that'd be really cool. F me, hello, how are you doing? It's good to see you. So basically you need to run there and like I'll have a counter ticking down the newt, and if you stand still too much even, it spoils basically or runs away. You're hungry, we'll eat something. What is that thing on your face? What's on my face? I don't know. Can't see anything on my face. Is that a beard? It is the beginnings of one. I'm gonna trim it down though. Don't get excited at me. Beard. There you go, got the newt. Got the newt right here. Hello, little newt buddy. You ordered pizza? Good boy. Should be here in an hour? That's way too long. If you're hungry. Should add all the other ones like mortar and pestle. To be fair, just mortar and pestle, I guess. It's quite an early one, I think. No? 18, huh. Delicious pizza from a good place, nice. Pineapple pizza? Of course. Making pasta, nice. I'm gonna have rice ball later on. It's not spag ball, but rice ball. Homemade pesto. I'm pretty chuffed about that. Hello, Bite Man, how you doing? What's this music? I don't know, some kind of compilation, I'm sure. Pokemon. Pokemon Lo-Fi Mega Mix. I just got an email from Trello that said overcoming defense mechanisms like procrastination, and I feel personally attacked. My mom loves rice bowls. First thing she said to me this morning, we're doing rice bowls for dinner tonight. Nice. I didn't mean specifically rice bowls though, I meant rice ball as instead of spag ball. Jeremy Filme 7. Now that's good advice. But rice bowls are like... What? Means balls. Only half paying attention. It's probably my bad for pronouncing it. I need to enunciate better. Also, rice ball isn't a thing. I've basically just taken spag ball, which I think is a very British term to begin with. Don't feel personally attacked because you have been. Leave my defense mechanisms alone. You know, when I'm chatting, I can just say it with my face hole. You live in Ireland, or am I completely wrong? You are completely wrong, F me. I live in Scotland. In Scotland. What was I doing? I got distracted by this awesomeness. Don't worry about it, Effie. Also, rice ball makes sense as it would just be rice bolognese. Exactly. I love making Scots. I'm not gonna rise to that one. I hate it when people say like Scots, like with two T's. It's just, I don't know. I'm not a fan of Scott as a name. I just like, I had a theory. I think I've met some nice Scots by now, but at one point I had a theory that you can't be named Scott and be a nice guy. But I can't remember who broke it, but someone, I met someone, I was like, oh, you're nice and you're called Scott, you've ruined my theory. What about 3Ts? You know what? 3Ts, I would be okay with it. Like the graph would go like that. Shut up, you want to be Scott Sweet. F me? Watch yourself. Quit sassing me. Alright guys, I'm losing it. What am I doing? I'm just like I was trying to quote, not quote because it's not words, but I was trying to quote channel. I was going to channel Arrested Development. Breathe, Brash, breathe. F. Boucheros. Oh no, I've butchered your name before, haven't I? Thank you very much for the raids, and apologies if you joined in just as I was being weird. But welcome. This is the game we're working on. I just added this guy. He's sick in bed. Beep, 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 beep. You can give him a cure disease potion to solve his problems, and then he gives you stuff. But he doesn't talk yet, so I need to write the dialogue. Being weird on the internet? Never. Never. Fates of Morty, is it? Beep beep beep. Loving those tiles? Yeah. It's pretty good stuff. Pretty good stuff. Fates of Morty. I could just reskin it. That worked really well, actually. No woman will ever love you like I do. Stop being weird. That's perfect. Right, let's add the NPC for this. Perfect, weird. What kind of lady do we want here? Not her, she stands out too much. NPC these nuts. Thanks. I guess that one? Maybe? Woman one. I'm generally afraid of starting the quest system for my game. Want to help me with it at some point? I mean, I'm more than happy to ask you questions to help you out. No, I'm happy to answer questions if you have them. Like, or you could look at, you know, the way I've designed my system. It's not very advanced, to be honest. So, mute woman. Reaction was worth it. I'm glad you're happy. Weirding me out in front of the internet. The internet is watching Watery's art. Lome, thank you for following. Sorry for butchering your name, but it's what we do. Hello. Do feel free to correct my pronunciation, because I'm pretty bad at it. I've seen I see other streamers and they're just way better. I thought I was good at pronouncing things. I think I'm good at pronouncing when I know what the language is, but worse when it's just a random username, because then I can't apply any like knowledge. So that'd be great. Just trying to find different ways of making it so I can choose the best approach which best fits the game arena. Hugh, are you working on colors, Watery Tart? It wasn't as good. It wasn't as good. I only know 2 languages, English and bad English. Is that Lua or doesn't even make any sense. You proud of yourself? Hell yeah, I am. Feeling sexy? Damn right I'm feeling sexy. It's actually a quote from a movie, Die Hard maybe, huh? I watched Die Hard like, for the past couple of years I've watched it once every year for Christmas during Weirdmas. So I'm surprised I don't recognize it if it is from that. I love Lua. I love you, Jeremy. All these other suckers can suck it. Yeah, see, I told you. So if dialogue target give Newt, I am Newt. So we'd have, let's call this S30, I guess. Yeah, that'll do. Fifth Element, I knew it was Bruce Willis. I see. Yeah, I haven't seen that movie in yonks. So ages and ages ago. It's such a Lua programmer insult. What's the command? I can't remember. I never get to use it because people stopped being wieners about this stuff. Greek, Spartan, C#. I think that should work. Yeah, that was a pretty bad one. Let's try that again. That's better. My name's Jake Spartan and I'm here to tell you why C# is so much better than Lua. Coding in C# is the best, most purest pleasure. I wish I could marry C# and anybody that uses anything else is a fool. I bet Lua doesn't even have bitwise operators. Excuse me, I need to drool over C# because it has plus operators. There you go. C# is basic bitch language. I'm on fired. I'm on fired? I'm on fire. did I added, right, so I need to add the actual lady. That's what I think about that. Bonjour mon petit merde. Hello to you, Fletcher. Jeez. Pizza time, nice. That was quicker than expected. That's good. Good news. Welcome back, Tart. All the stuff downloaded for game dev stuff, though heavily tempted at the moment to attempt a third engine, my own. Oh. Why am I not in the least surprised, Fletcher? Trying to teach you, isn't it? Trying to teach you stride? It's not game dev until you've tried to roll your own. I'm not interested. I've done it 3 times now. What? Are you saying you want to write your own? I believe he's saying he wants to write his own engine. We want sure. Sure thing. I've been looking at some of the other stuff libraries that I just glue together as part of my engine. Oh, well that's fine then. Easy peasy. It'd be irresponsible of you not to attempt to make your own engine then. I mainly write in a language called Crystal, so my latest one is an engine written in that. Nice. Well, it would be, but he wasn't getting the other stuff, so I used the Queen's English to help. Good idea. Very pedagogical. Is it just one word? Nope, it's not. I'm noticing my cooking's getting progressively worse. What do you mean? Are you like more lazy or what's happening? I think I stopped giving. Poor little dude. Hello, Newt lady. Right, let's give this heckin' Newt. David, I'm doing good. How are you? It's good to see you. Got Newts all over the place. Look at this. That is pretty crazy. Did you find a good position for your head? My head. Is this, are we talking posture? I did actually, I was working earlier with only one monitor. So when I stream I have another monitor for chat and Streamlabs and off-screen stuff basically. It did, it's basically when I worked today with only one screen, actually felt really good. So I'm thinking I'll accept the penalty of streaming, and then when I'm working off stream, I'll just do it properly, and so that's good enough. But yeah, that's cool. Dupe glitch. Yeah, it's not really a glitch. I just haven't like gotten anywhere yet, but it looks cool with all the newts, the dance of the newts. So there's no like limit to the size of your inventory here. Obviously, practically this is pretty hard to use, but actually, like if you're using a mouse, you can get to where you want to be. Kind of. Yeah, there you go. Truth potion in there. It works. The dance of the newts. Right, I'm going to take a brief break. I'll be right back. Yo, sorry guys, my wife was on the phone, so so you have to get into rendering if you want to do some stuff. I know you hate math. You hate math? What? I didn't know that. Funny, someone mentioned Fifth Element earlier. My mother's watching it on TV. I could tell by high-pitched screaming of flamboyant man and sounds of explosions. That's funny. How's Kat doing? She'll better now, I assume. Was she ill last time? She's fine. She's away for work, traveling for work. Apparently there's train mayhem where she is, and she's supposed to get to London. So she's probably going to be on a super busy train, which obviously isn't ideal, but it is what it is, and other cliches. But yeah, she's doing alright. Individual failed projects are best projects. I used to love maths, and then I had a teacher who spent an hour copying examples from an exercise book we all had at home to the whiteboard, and then making us copy them onto our textbooks. I think you had a pretty tenuous love of maths if that was enough to put you off. Do that for a year and then you'll hate looking at maths and just not going back into it. Fair enough, fair enough. Okay, I was ill last time I was here. God, time just kind of flows together. I can't really remember. Yeah, you actually do remember. That was like a week ago or something. Zoop. Anyway, let's get this newt on the road. You're right, Tart? You got the week off. Gotta keep looking at calendar to remind myself the day. Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm gonna be screwed now because Kat's gonna go away for like a month. Basically every day is going to be the same for me because there's no cat to kind of like I basically go off of her work schedule. Oh, she's working from home. That means it's a Tuesday. She's home all day. That means it's a Saturday, etc., etc. He's doing stuff. Let's see what he's doing. She's leaving me alone for a month. She is, because she is doing like a big project at work. Did I do that? That looks wrong. I think. Oh wait, what did he do? City House 8. Target map, Grass City 1. And then star location, City 1, CH8. So I had that already. Grass City 1. 4, 5, 8. Target map, City House 8. Trying to work out what he's doing. He hasn't done anything here, but he's looking here. Okay. I'll leave him to it for a bit. It's not gonna make much damage, I think. Pushed through yesterday, but I don't even know if I can manage developing today. Well, you don't have to work every day. Sims, Rim World, that game that I want to work on all platforms. However, it's more of a passion, fun, experimental project than anything I care about making commercial. Supper said, no need to work every day. Reward yourself for pushing yourself yesterday to do something. Yeah, go out and, you know, socialize with people. Enjoy the sunshine. It's no sunshine right now. What else could you do that you would hate? Get yourself a steak. Check for mute and initialize. If check request item newt. If request misc info, nice, 30 dot newt timer is equal to nil, then set the mute timer. How long? We'll set it to like 5 seconds for now. 5. Don't need to multiply with anything because that's delta time, right? Delta time. Do mute, that's true. Do mute is false. Remove quest item mute. We'll play a log. A log. Mute expires. Mute. Manages to escape from your grasp. You took too long to deliver it. Add log, trigger log template. Mute expire. So that won't run because we don't have a new. Down. Got a live pet. Nice. Nice. I don't think the controller has the script attached. So that'll do for having it not work. So this is working now. Basically the newt expires, you can't really see the log. You can see it barely there. It says, the newt manages to escape from your grasp, you took too long to deliver it. We'll write a log for getting newt. Can confirm there is a tart in this bed. Woo woo! You clasp the newt in your hands carefully. Almost lose it as it squirms desperately to escape. Even when time is frozen, the newt remains unaffected. Needs to hurry and deliver it as soon as possible. Or it will escape. Gonna finish the full gnome track. Today shall be a music day. Nice. Sounds like a good reward. Oh yeah, we didn't actually trigger it as well. So we're gonna say in new controller, log template, mute gets. What are you working on? I'm working on the mute ingredient expiring when you catch it. So I click here and I get a message. Clasp the newt in your hand carefully, but almost lose it as it squirms desperately to escape. Even when time is frozen, the newt remains unaffected. You will need to hurry and deliver it as soon as possible or it will escape. And then after a couple of seconds, it says, the newt manages to escape from your grasp. You took too long to deliver it. Cool. Was there a title screen in the game? There will be, but there isn't at the moment. Thinking it should totally be that shot of the capsule. Yeah, it's like either that was my idea or some various biomes scrolling around with movement, but the void screen is so iconic now, and it looks really good, so I might have to keep it that way. The artist made one actually, but I'm not sure it's good because it doesn't really feel tied to the game. Like he made something that's like he just drew it, but I'm not sure. Basically like that, but that's like it's nice, but it's not. Nothing about this is fit support. I think maybe I shouldn't like pre shit on this, but and there's this one with character, but he doesn't have a staff either, so word of the day appreciate. I do that a lot though, when I ask for feedback, but I say stuff up front, which I probably shouldn't. I kind of dislike when pixel art style games ditch the style for a cutscene or a title screen, to be honest. Yeah, like maybe I could use the border, perhaps, or something. I'm not sure if he made the border though. Did he? Can't tell. Doesn't look like his style. I'm just concerned that he's just taken the border, so we probably couldn't use that either. Yeah, I'll probably just use the capital. Grab the art and pixelize it. That's kind of what I'm worried has happened there. I don't think he thinks too much about the legalities of such things. So yeah, my default position is like also just need to save time and ship this thing. Using the capital scene is great. I think it'd be cool if you had the first thing you see is the capital with the player with your press enter kind of deal, and then after you press enter you get the scrolling biome. So yeah, that's a possibility as well. I thought of something like maybe it would scroll the last biome you were at, so if you last saved the game in the snow biome, then that's what would scroll, but then again it's just additional work, I mean, it's good stuff, especially because it's ideas I had before, so that's how you know they're high quality, Bing! Have you got save slots implemented? I have not. I'm thinking I'll probably have to because it's something people will want. I don't really want to do it, but I guess I don't really have an excuse. Yeah. We just corner Fletcher and steal his lunch money. I'm game. But no, I don't have save slots implemented. I think people will yell at me if I don't, so. Playing a racing game and thought the sound bugged. I couldn't hear the engine noise but could hear the tires. Then I realized I was driving an electric car. That's nice attention to detail. I like that. So we've give Newt and, well, spoil Newt for sure. And give Newt and character by link. I think I've seen that one before, Fletcher. You have saving though anyway, yes. Yes, I do have. Save works for a single slot, basically. I just haven't implemented anything for multiple slots. Got the hardest part done. Yeah, exactly. So I think you have because it was. I think it was posted. Oh, really? Yeah, it doesn't look like it. Is it just a compilation from a Reddit thread? Because I saw a Reddit thread that was going by the same vein. Yeah, I have read this post on Reddit. I have. So I have. Yeah, it just looks like it's been cleaned up and posted as a blog, I guess. It was decent. There was a lot of stuff that you're just kind of like, how much difference is that going to make? And some stuff that was like, I kind of am already doing that. But there was some interesting advice. It's tiring to like, it feels like work that you don't need to do, which is obviously not true, but it's just like, making a game is hard enough and you gotta make me jump through these hoops. Anyway, let's not rant about marketing and such shenanigans. Right, I'm gonna wrap it up there. I'm gonna grab something to eat and then I'm gonna keep working afterwards. So I am, yeah, pinching my nerves. Pinch them nips instead. Jeez, water retard, I went from 0 to 60. Anyway, I am streaming again tomorrow, so I'll catch y'all then. So yeah, I didn't get a ton done, although I did learn things about default and like RAM and things, so that's good. I might work a bit on the music and ambient controller tonight just to get that done and see how much that shaves off the RAM. That would be pretty cool. But yeah, so similar time tomorrow in the afternoon, I think. So take care of yourselves and each other, and see you tomorrow.